Welcome to another tutorial on MATLAB. In this series, we are looking into the concept of state flow and how it works in MATLAB. In this video, we will see how the history block works in MATLAB and what is the use of history block in MATLAB. State flow. So let's jump into the implementation. Suppose I have a default state which is similar to the one. In this case, we will be implementing a gear strategy for a vehicle and we will use the history block in the example. So in this one, the default state will be neutral. The next state will be gear 1. The next state will be gear 2 and the next state will be gear 3 and the next state will be gear 4. So suppose we are having 4 gear system. Now let's connect all these together. Okay, and suppose I want to go back to neutral from gear 4, then I will be keeping a switch. So SW equal to 1, when it will be true, then I will be able to jump into the neutral condition. So from neutral to gear 1, I will have a temporal logic after 2 second, after 2 second, after 2 second, 2, and this will be after 3 second, then this will be after 5 second, 5 second, 5 second, and this will be after 6 second. So suppose in this example, when I will be at neutral state, after 2 second it will reach to gear 1, and after 3 second it will reach to gear 2, and then after 5 second it will reach to gear 3, and after 6 second it will reach to gear 4. After this, if I turn on this switch, this is the switch, then it will go to neutral, otherwise it will be staying in this particular state. So in this case, suppose I want to keep a history block, which is this one on the left corner. Now if I placed this history block, and I need to delete. Okay, now I have the switch 1 port, and now suppose if I connect a constant to the, okay, now I'm connected with a constant. If switch is 1, then only the condition will satisfy. So suppose for now I will keep the switch as 0 because I don't want to go from the 4th gear to the neutral. And suppose if I again, okay, I need to keep it inside a state. Okay, I will keep this inside a state. I will group subchart, and this need to be having a default transition. So for this I will be adding a transition. This will be operating state or on state. So if I press on it, you can see it is at the on state. Now if I go one level up, I can keep 2 states which will be on and off. So by default I will keep at on state on the left hand side and off state on the on state on the right hand side and off state on the left hand side. Off. Okay, this is the off state, and the default transition will be over here, and I will keep the transition from off to on when SW1 equal to 1, and the other transition SW1 equal to 0. Okay, and if I press on the space bar, then you will be able to see it clearly. I will make it little small so that everything will be organized. Keep this little small. Now you will be able to see, and here we need to define what is SW1. So SW1 is the input. I have defined it. Now it is all resolved. Now by default the state flow chart will enter into the op state, and then again when any of the condition is satisfied, then it will go to the on state. If SW1 equal to 1, then only it will go to on state. If SW1 equal to 0, then it will go to off state. Okay, let's simulate this model by adding one more block, because we have added one more switch. Control C, Control V. Yeah, okay, done. Now we have the switch 1, 0. So if I simulate this model now by stepping, so you will be able to see off state active. What is the problem? Okay, we cannot use temporal logic. So here I will be keeping SW equal to 1, and then I think it is in the output. Have it inside the in condition. Return W equal to, okay, we need to keep it inside condition. So it was not there inside square bracket, so that's why we are getting the error. I need to keep it inside the square bracket. Square bracket means it is a condition. Done. Now it should run. Let's see. Okay. What is the error? Okay. It has no connection. Okay, that's why. So let's establish the connection. After bracket open bracket close 5 comma SEC, and it will be inside a square bracket. Now let's simulate. Yeah, it is working now. Okay, so by default the system is at off state because we are at 0 0 condition, SW equal to 0 and SW1 equal to 0. Okay, let's see. If I change the switch condition SW1, then what is actually happening? So SW1 I will set to 1. Okay, so in here SW1 is set, and now if I step again, then I am able to now reach to the on state. Now I am at the on state and I am at neutral. So by default it will enter inside the neutral because it has the default transition. So now I need to turn on the other switch to enter into the other state. Okay, now if I go inside again and again, now if I'm stepping in, the condition will satisfy, but it will satisfy after 2 seconds, so we need to wait for 2 seconds. So now it is at gear 1 because the 2 second expired. Now suppose if I turn off the, means suppose if I change this logic, which is SW1 to 0, then it should transit from on to off state. So let's see whether it is happening or not. So now it entered into the off state. Now again I will change to on state 1. Okay, now if I step again, it has entered into the on state, but it has not taken the default transition. And to see this one more time, let's do it one more time because we are satisfying both the condition. That's why it is happening like that. So yeah, let's turn off the switch again, off the switch. Okay, and step again, it came to the off state. Now let's turn off the other switch also. Yes. Okay, now if I step again, it will stay at the off state, but now I need to change the other switch also. Yeah, 1. Okay, now if I step again, then you are able to see, even if the condition is not satisfied, it is able to enter inside the gear 1 state. This is happening because of this history block, because before leaving this particular state in the previous instant, it has memorized like which particular state was active. So to demonstrate it again, let's do it again. If I wait for around 3 seconds, it will jump into gear 3. Okay, now it is at gear 3. Let's do the same operation one more time. Now we will turn off the switch. The switch we will turn off 0. Okay, now step. Now we are at the off state. Now let's jump into the on state again. But before leaving this state, we were at gear 3. We were at this state when the on state was left. So let's see whether it is able to jump to this particular state or not when we enable the condition. So when we turn on the switch again and step again, now it is able to directly jump into the gear 2. This is happening because of this particular block, which is called the history block, and it usually memorizes which particular state was last active inside this particular states, means out of neutral gear 1, gear 2 and gear 3 and gear 4, which one was active, and when it came again to the on state, the particular state got activated instead of entering into the default transition. So this is how